What's happening? I'm Penrost776. We've got a new Fire Emblem Heroes banner. It's Bridal units, almost certainly. Don't know who it is, but always excited for new special heroes. Blue hair, that could be literally anyone. It's Saul, so this is a Binding Blade banner. Interesting. Let's start off with his kit here. Observant Staff Plus, new inheritable staff weapon. If unit is within free spaces of 2 allies and a support partner pair, excluding unit, grants attack, speed, def, res +6 to unit during combat, and neutralizes foes' bonuses from skills like blah 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 during combat. Okay, a Spectrum. Spectrum +6 is massive for an inheritable weapon. You normally get +6 to 2 stats max. Honestly, a lot of staff weapons give even less than that, +4 tops. +6 to everything, huge. That's 24 stats. That's absurd. Of course, the counterpoint to this is the condition. The condition is tough. I'm going to be honest. 2 allies in a support partner pair, so you need to support both of them with each other, and then have both of them within free spaces of your staff unit. Saul here. Unless your positioning is perfect, he's cavalry, he's not going to be able to use the full extent of his cavalry movement. Again, unless you're absolutely perfect. And neutralizing foes' bonuses on top of that, of course, nice as well. The question is, what's the niche here? I could see this being used in, say, a end-turn style of staff unit a lot more easily. You've got a lot more free realm to put things together there. The question is, does that sort of unit really exist? Well, there are a few armored staffs now that can run save skills and the like, so perhaps. But again, you can also run this on Saul as an attack style cavalry staff unit, and it's probably not awful. Although note again that you cannot use this on defense at all, only offense, because on defense, support partnerships just do not exist. Aside from that, his skills, Return Plus, very, very useful movement skill for return traps, one of the cornerstones of the meta, giving your team an absurd amount of reach. Being able to have another source of this in the pool is huge. Of course, there's still no replacement, unfortunately, for Winter Bernadetta. But at the very least, for return part of the return trap, you've got another option for that now. Deluge Bomb Plus, okay. Nobody really uses those, but it exists. Sea Dual Cavalry 4. Hey, Sea Dual Cavalry, finally in the game. A lot of colorless cavalry units that were previously not arena viable, they are now arena viable. Great for them. And odd recovery 3. Likewise, this is previously only on 1 unit. 1 seasonal unit is now on 2 seasonal units. That's good. Let's keep going. Haha, he says. Yes, quite. Next up here, that is definitely some sort of Pegasus Knight. Blue hair.
What do you think of the
Shana.
dress? Good?
Okay.
Too good?
Red bow, flyer, and we have here the Rose Quartz Bow. This is a personal weapon, effective against flying foes, grants attack +3. If unit initiates combat or if unit is within 2 spaces of an ally, deals damage equal to 20% of unit speed and grants attack speed +6 to unit during combat. True dealt damage based on speed. This is big, alright? 20% is obviously not a huge number. If you've got 50 speed, that's 10 damage, which is pretty good, right? A lot of speed-based weapons previously have done 7 damage. I'm expecting she can hit 50 speed. She has +6 from the bow. She has +7 from Swift Sparrow free. It's a pretty simple effect, but again, in a metagame where a lot of things have huge defense stats now, armor balls, save balls, just being able to do guaranteed damage like that is extremely valuable. Draconic Aura, sure, Swift Sparrow free, goes well with her speed reliance. Attack, defense, far, trace free. Okay, so this is another trace skill. This is the attack defense version. Gives Canto after attacking, and its attack defense -3 on the foe. And coupled with attack defense Rhine, free as well, you've got this kind of high damage bruiser of a fast bow flyer. Definitely nothing particularly unusual going on here. This is a unit type that's been in the game for quite a while. Flyers with speed-based true damage have been in the game since Nino. But more options in that category are always good to have, especially since this is a red bow option. There aren't that many red bows in the game at all. Definitely not a meta breaker of a unit, but good to have, especially if you like her. Definitely usable. Solid. Keep going.
Here comes the bride.
Hitting very hard there. 74 damage. Yeah, you can see 42 base speed on her stats there. That's pretty huge. Soaring Bride. That is Binding Blade, Binding Blade, Binding Blade. Juno. So this is the unit from the silhouettes. A blue tome flyer. And she has the Love Bouquet, the Love Bucket. New blue inheritable tome. Grants attack, res +4 to allies within 2 spaces during combat. If units within 2 spaces of an ally, grants attack, res +4 to unit during combat. This is joint drive, attack, joint drive, res. Glue them both together. What do you get? Love Bucket. This is probably one of the better blue inheritable options out there, honestly. Especially for a support unit. Consider Renea, Dancer Renea, whose weapon was, I think, defense res +4 to allies within 2 spaces. No stats for her. And also, if I was correct, didn't it only work on ranged opponents? So this is more or less a flat upgrade to that. And the rest of this kit looks very much to me like a 4-star kit. Ardent Sacrifice, okay. Attack speed form, free. Sure, why not? There's not really much of a reason to use form skills in your A slot right now unless you're on a significant budget. But hey, it exists. And aerobatics free. Alright, that's definitely a 4-star. But still, Juno is an interesting character. Let's see. And of course, if you're a Juno fan, +10 with a 4-star unit, it's easier than a 5-star. And here's our harmonic. That's Catria on the left. And
like a true bride.
Since we've got the other 2 Pegasus Knights from...
You're the best.
Let's say that's Fear with her, I believe. And they're an axe flyer. Okay. Here it is for Wedding Bell Axe, and there's a harmonic unit as well. I'm expecting quite a juicy kit here. Accelerate special trigger, cooldown count -1 at start of turn. If units within 2 spaces of an ally, grants unit can move to a space adjacent to an ally within 2 spaces, and triangle attack, a new status, to unit and allies within 2 spaces. If unit initiates combat, or if unit is within 2 spaces of an ally, grants attack speed +6 to unit during combat. What's triangle attack? Triangle attack. If unit initiates combat and 2 or more allies, excluding unit, with triangle attack, are within 2 spaces of unit, unit attacks twice. So this is the culmination of what Pegasus Knights have been doing for a while, turned into an actual status. A lot of the previous Pegasus Knights have had effects where if they're within 2 spaces of 2 or more allies who are also, then they get a brave weapon. Now with triangle attack, it's just any 3 units with triangle attack initiate combat while the other 2 are with you, and you get to be a brave unit now. You get your brave weapon attack. Cool. So to begin with, this seems very much like a Gale Force enabling and Gale Force unit as well, a Gale Force support. You've got the special trigger cooldown count -1, so you've got your full 4 cooldown Gale Force. You've got triangle attack, so all your Gale Force units are effectively getting a brave weapon for free. You've got, and this is important as well, the start of turn, units within 2 spaces of her, they get ground orders, effectively, or air orders. Ground orders, air orders is orders. 2 spaces, by the way. Normally for orders, that's a 1 space radius. That being on 2 spaces, giving your team around her an absurd amount of mobility. So combine that, combine the brave attacks on your whole Gale Force setup, combined with special cooldown count -1, you've got pretty much an entire Gale Force team just built from scratch right there. Moonbow, sure. Attack speed push 4, okay, so this is going to be a fast unit as well, so maybe with an eye towards quadding, sure. Attack defense near trace 3. Okay, and the trace skills as well, going to be very useful on Gale Force for that, being able to move 1 step away for positioning after your attack. A lot of Gale Force setups rely on Wings of Mercy or something like that, and being able to put your units exactly where you want them. Huge. And speed defense Rhine 3. Okay, so your whole team goes in, and these Rhine effects, again, great for that sort of all-in playstyle, because even after you've attacked, that's providing additional support to your allies who are coming in after you. Do I think this unit is a meta breaker? No, because Gale Force still requires brains to execute with this sort of strategy. It's not like Ninja Lin where you can just press a button and there's your free Gale Force. You still have to think just a little bit, especially considering you have to get that positioning off. You have to get that for triangle attack. To get your brave attacks, you need to have all 3 of those units with triangle attack in there. But you've got the tools here to make that very easy. But again, not a meta breaker, just a very strong piece of kit for people who know how to use her. And honestly, just as an aside, I said this is a strong tool, but also triangle attack, that status is the first source in the game of a brave effect for units that don't have a brave weapon. I'm extraordinarily interested in seeing what people are able to do with this, let me tell you. Such a exciting thing to be able to see. Again, the positional requirement means it's not universal and it only works on player phase, like a normal brave weapon does, I guess. But still, being able to put brave effects on units that have never had those before, super exciting. And since she's a harmonic unit, I am expecting to see a harmonic skill here. Well, there's the canto. Here is the skill. Grants the following effects to unit and allies from the same title as unit for 1 turn. Same title, so that's Valentia units and... okay. Resonance Blades. Okay, so that's for +4 attack and speed during combat. Desperation. So that's you get to make a follow-up attack before foe counterattacks. And if unit initiates combat, unit makes a guaranteed follow-up attack. Ho ho. So again, the Harmonized skill is pushing even further that Gale Force team setup. The Resonance Blades +4 attack and speed. Hit harder. Desperation. You get to use your second attack before they use their first, your person you're attacking into. You, in a lot of cases, so long as you're doing enough damage, this is more or less a guaranteed kill, especially since you're getting that guaranteed follow-up attack. Brave Weapon, that's 4 hits, Desperation, and then, only then, if they're alive, do they get to counterattack. You see where this is going, right? And, again, you get to bring in your allies, so long as they're from the same titles, with you. But again, I don't think that's enough to push her into being the new metagame, because you still need to have units from the right titles built, and importantly, you still need to know how to use this. It's going to be very easy to mess this up still, like it always has been with Gale Force, because this isn't granting any free actions. This is just granting strength. Let's keep going. Yep, there it is.
You look radiant. As do you.
Radiant indeed.
Wait for me. You're not alone.
Yeah. We bring
Love.
Alright, last but not least, let's keep an eye out for our Tempest Trials unit. And Reinhardt looks different from how I remember him. No, that's probably... What's his face? Married to Juno. What was his name? Cult? Zealot. That was it. Zealot. Zealot's going to be our Axe Cavalry Tempest Trial unit. I'll be very interested to see what his kit is. And I assume there's nothing else. There's confirmation. Juno, 4-star focus. Yep, that's all. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.